Okay, shortly after 3 a.m. on Saturday morning, January 12th, officers responded to an address in the 500 block of East Ross Street, Lancaster City, and to initial report of a child taking a fall. The officers and ambulance personnel arrived and found a 2-year-old female in and out of consciousness and transported her to Lancaster General Hospital, where medical personnel attempted to save her life. Unfortunately, the child died from her injuries and was pronounced at 4:18 a.m. that morning. The child was identified as 2-year-old Ranasia Knight. At this time, bruising was observed on the child's right orbital area, and the child appeared to have abnormally bloated abdomen. Both the child's mother and boyfriend were interviewed by detectives at the police station early Saturday morning, as were other witnesses, and were subsequently released, but the investigation into the death continued through the weekend. An autopsy was conducted on Monday morning, January 14th, by Dr. Wayne Ross, forensic pathologist, and it was determined the child died from multiple traumatic injuries and the death was ruled a homicide. The interviews continued into Monday. Both the mother and the mother's boyfriend were re-interviewed along with other witnesses. As a result of this investigation, the mother's boyfriend was charged with homicide and other offenses. He was arrested 7 p.m. Monday night. His name is Lester L. Johnson, 500 block of East Ross Street, Lancaster City. Charges were brought by Detective Gareth Lowe before Magistrate Justice Janice Jimenez. Johnson was arraigned on charges this morning and was sent to Lancaster County Prison with no bail. It was determined during this investigation that Johnson both punched the child in the area of the face and head and kicked the child in the abdomen multiple times, which caused multiple internal injuries and ultimately resulted in the child's death. This investigation was led by Detective Michael Winters, Detective Sergeant Sonia Stebbins, in conjunction with Lancaster County District Attorney's Office, with District Attorney Randall Miller, Lancaster County Children and Youth Agency, and Lancaster County Children's Alliance. The investigation in this child's death is continuing.
Obviously, he is charged, he's presumed innocent. I don't have very many comments. Cases like this are actually difficult for us to talk about, for everybody to think about, and we wish it didn't happen, but they did. I think the chief hit the nail on the head here. We've got a job to do, the case is ongoing, and one of the reasons he can't answer some of your questions is we're prohibited from releasing stuff unless it's public record. So there's that, as well as the common sense reason that he's explaining. So we're limited as to what we can say. Part of the reason we're also limited is, quite frankly, due to the work of the city police and Randy Miller, who's the prosecutor I assigned to most of the infant and child deaths cases, and he works very closely with the police. They solved this so quickly, and we have an autopsy declaring a homicide in the morning, and we have an arrest that evening, not even late in the evening, and so there's still a lot still to be done. I would like to commend the other agencies that worked with us. The coroner's office, Dr. Ross did an outstanding job with the autopsy, as well as children and youth, and it is a collaborative effort, but there's still a lot more to be done. The one thing that I will let you know is, the victim can't speak for herself anymore, and that's going to be our job, and we're going to be the victim's voice in the courtroom. We're going to make sure that justice is done in this case, because it's despicable and obviously criminal, and we've got a long road ahead of us, but the police have done an excellent job and put us in a great position to make sure that we do achieve some sense of justice.